And once your subconscious mind is familiar with that habit, it's going to feel weird for you not to do it. Motivation is just not that girl. She's the flakiest, least reliable girl, and we are officially breaking up with her in 2025. So today we're going to talk about what you can use instead of motivation, instead of relying on tons of discipline, to actually stay on track with your goals and make your goals into rituals and habits that are just part of who you are without having to drag yourself to the gym or force yourself into doing anything that you actually don't want to do. We're going to instead shift our identity so that we become just a girl who does those naturally, who has all these habits, rituals, and traits that are just part of her day and part of who she is. So welcome to episode 2 of Matcha with Monet, where we combine neuroscience and intuition to heal your shit, elevate your life, and make your vision board dreams a reality. If you're new here, I'm Monet. If you're not new here, welcome back, girl. And be sure to hit subscribe before you leave. So let's dive in and let's unpack why motivation is officially canceled and how we are just going to be that girly who gets it done every single time, who is effortlessly sticking to all of the habits that she promised herself she was going to be. Because the number one thing you can do for confidence, and I'm going to make a video about confidence very, very soon, but the number one thing you can do to enhance your confidence is be able to trust yourself. And the thing that ruins our confidence the fastest is not any boy, is not comparison, is not social media. It's actually when we commit to something and we promise ourselves something and then break that promise. There's nothing that'll shake your confidence faster. So we're just not going to be those girls anymore because we're calm, confident, and happy over here. And here's how we're going to do it. I think so many of us struggle with motivation and staying on track with our goals because motivation is so unreliable. And because when we first start something, it can feel new and exciting. That's why so many people make vision boards and goals at the new year, is we're starting something new. And it's just human nature to get excited about that new thing. But once it starts feeling not that exciting, once it's not new anymore, and once it's not New Year's, then we start to fall off. And that is why you hear all of those things like gyms are busiest in January, but they're a ghost town in February. Or maybe you've even felt in your own life where you started a new habit for New Year's and you were going so hard and doing so well for a couple of weeks, but now it's starting to fall off track. And that's totally normal, and we're not going to beat ourselves up over that. Instead, what we're going to do is shift our identity. And as daunting as that sounds, it's actually so much easier than motivation or discipline ever were. And once you figure out how to do this, it's going to make any habit that you want to stick to so much easier. Once we do that, staying on track just feels natural, even on your off days, even on the day that you start your period, or that day that work was just really, really long, or that day that you got into a fight with your significant other or family member. Even on those days when you're having that kind of off day, you're going to be able to stay on track with all your goals so much easier. Motivation is so fleeting, but discipline can feel like a grind when it's forced. Discipline can feel almost like a punishment. I often think about in Cadet Kelly, I don't know if you remember that movie with Hilary Duff and Christy Carlson Romano, is Christy Carlson Romano like plays the higher up for Cadet Kelly, and she's like yelling in her face and like being this disciplinarian. And I think for so many of us, that's kind of what we envision in our mind when we're trying to stay disciplined. And it feels like that. It feels like a grind. It feels like you're getting in trouble. It feels almost like there's somebody gonna punish you if you don't stay on track. And that's just not a fun way to live, especially when we are over here creating our dream lives. My dream life does not involve somebody yelling at me or feeling like I'm grinding or forcing or hustling every day. I want my dream life to feel like I'm in a flow, that things just happen naturally, and that Like, these habits and rituals are just part of my day, but not something so forced and yucky. The real reason we fall off track with our goals isn't willpower or because we're lazy or because we actually didn't want them. It's because our subconscious mind is in control of about 95% of the things that we do in the day. And if we're not working with our subconscious mind, then we are going to feel like it's pulling teeth, like it's hard to do to keep those habits in rotation. So we actually just need to shift the default settings of our subconscious mind. And this is where subconscious reprogramming comes in. And you can actually do this yourself. You don't need to hire a coach, although I am a coach. And if you want somebody to help you through this step by step, obviously you can book a session with me, but you can actually do this on your own. And the goal is to teach your brain that not only are those goals possible, but they're already part of our life. They're already happening. They're already just part of our nature. At the end of the day, the prime directive of your subconscious mind is to keep you safe. And we are hardwired to pick a familiar hell over an unfamiliar heaven. So when your subconscious mind sees a new goal that's unfamiliar, or a new habit, a new ritual, a new way of being, a new energy you want to embody that's unfamiliar, it's going to put a big red flag on that, and then it's going to sabotage you in your movement towards that goal to keep you in your comfort zone. It's basically going to throw up roadblocks to keep you in your comfort zone, because comfort is from familiarity, and familiarity means that the subconscious mind has deemed it safe. Even if it's something like smoking. If you've been smoking for years and years and years, and your subconscious mind has deemed that as safe because it knows how to react to it, because it's already encountered this so many times before, then let's say your goal is to stop smoking this year, your mind is literally going to go, we don't know what to do on our break if we're not smoking. No, I don't want to do it. Go smoke. But it doesn't have to be hard. You can just retrain that part of your mind so that when you go to grab that cigarette, it doesn't even feel like that's who you are anymore. It's not going to be, oh, I feel so disciplined, I'm not smoking anymore. You're literally, the next time you pick up that cigarette, it's going to be like, that doesn't even feel like me. That feels like somebody else. That's not who I am. And when we have made this shift, then we don't encounter those experiences where we stick to a goal for a week and then we go back to our old patterns. So here are 3 ways to reprogram your subconscious mind. And these are things that you can do by yourself, and you can do these at any time during the day. You can do them when you're at work, you can do them in your car. And when you do these, it's literally shifting your subconscious mind's idea of who your identity is, of who you are at your core, and in doing so, what your comfort zone is. So the first are brain reprogramming statements. These are similar to affirmations, but let me tell you why an affirmation doesn't work. If you go stand in the mirror right now, and let's say your habit that you want to stick to is you want to start waking up earlier. If you go stand in the mirror right now and you say, I love waking up at 5 a.m. I love waking up at 5 a.m. I love waking up at 5 a.m. And you have traditionally stayed asleep until 9 and you love your bed and it's the comfiest, coziest vibe in the morning, your brain's quite literally going to be like, no, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. Okay, girl. Like, sure. Yeah. And what you're doing is you're actually reinforcing that you're not the person who wants to wake up at 5 a.m. because your brain knows better and is solidifying that stance that no, you are not. Instead, a brain reprogramming statement shifts that. And the reason it shifts it is because these are grounded in evidence and truth. So if your habit was that you want to start waking up early in the morning, you're going to say, I can decide what time to wake up because I feel rested and rejuvenated after a night's sleep. And then you're not just going to stop there. You're going to say, because I remember last Wednesday, I went to bed at 10 p.m. and I read for a few minutes and then I put on a meditation sound or I put on my hypnosis and I closed my eyes and I fell right to sleep and I woke up feeling so energized. I had more than enough sleep. I didn't have any bags under my eyes. I felt good all day and I woke up at 6 a.m. Or you'll say, I love having a slow morning routine because the other day when I had the time to sit and sip my matcha and journal and watch my favorite YouTube video and do my workout and then still had time to get dressed and look really cute for the day, I just felt so confident all the way through the day. You're not convincing your brain that you like to wake up at 5 a.m. You're showing your brain, look at all these times that I felt rested and rejuvenated and was able to wake up early. Look at all these times I had more than enough sleep. Look at all these times that moving through my morning slowly because I had lots of extra time made me feel so happy. And when you change that evidence procedure, because our brain has an evidence procedure and it goes, this happened and then this happened and then this happened, so this must be true. When you're giving it evidence and facts of how this new thing can be true, then you're changing what the comfort zone is. You're changing where your brain wants to keep you safe. Or even if it's just that waking up is such a challenge. I feel capable of overcoming challenges because I've overcome so many big challenges in the past. Remember when I used to eat a bag of chips every night before bed, and then I realized I love my body and love feeling fueled, and I love it when my skin is clear. So now I have a delicious milk tea and a healthy snack right before bed. I'm able to overcome challenges because for the longest time, I just could not get myself to work out. But now I found Pilates and I absolutely love it. And I look forward to all my workouts. So if I was able to become a girly who looks forward to workouts, I could definitely become a girly that wakes up a little earlier. You're going to give your brain evidence to believe this new thing is true. And by focusing on things that you already know are true and safe, you're creating new neural pathways that align with your goals and make it easy to do the thing that you set out to do. It makes it easy to stick to your plan and not rely on your mood or motivation or discipline. Second, you're going to visualize your day-to-day rather than your big overall outcome. You want to envision your overall outcome when you're making your vision board, when you're sitting on your toilet manifesting. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch my video about manifesting or about vision boards. I talk about it over there. But when you're sitting on your toilet and you're manifesting multiple times a day, all of those times you do want to have a broad picture of what being your higher self and living your vision board dream life looks, feels, smells, and sounds like. But when you're tackling new habits, you actually want to focus on the day-to-day. Most people visualize the outcome. Let's use my weight loss as an example. When I first started wanting to lose weight, I had a number in mind that I was visualizing. I was like, okay, I want to get to this number. I want to fit in these pants because I have a pair of Aritzia pants that I absolutely love. I wanted to fit in them. And I said, okay, I want to fit there. But when I was 30, 40, 50 pounds away from that, looking at that number and stepping on my scale and seeing that I'd lost half a pound was super discouraging because I had to do that 100 more times to fit in the pants. However, if you focus on just your day-to-day, it's going to make it so much more manageable. So we're not going to be focusing on the big picture of hitting a weight loss goal or a income goal or a big milestone. We're going to focus on what does it feel like in the day-to-day to be the person that already has that. And your subconscious mind likes to work with routine because remember, what's familiar is safe. What we already know how to navigate is safe. It also likes to deal with emotions. I feel safe. I feel safe. I feel safe. That is what your subconscious mind is looking for as you move through your day. So picture, what does the day-to-day look like to be the person that has this habit that you desire? If it's waking up, let's walk through it together. If the goal is to wake up at 6 a.m. and right now you're waking up at 9:30 a.m. What does it look like to be a girl who wakes up feeling rested, feeling energized at 6 a.m.? So if I was going to do it, I do not like being jolted awake. So I wake up at 6 a.m. and I know that if I stay in bed, it's scientifically proven that my cortisol levels are higher in the morning and I might start feeling anxious. So I hear the flutes, open my eyes, I say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I jump out of bed. I make my bed immediately because I'm not gonna crawl back in my cute bed once it's made. And then I go into the bathroom and I use the bathroom, and while I'm sitting there, I look at my vision board and I get into that good energy, and then I brush my teeth, and then I go into my kitchen and I drink a glass of water and I open the blinds so I'm getting sun in my eyeballs, and I have the whole morning ahead of me. So maybe I'll turn on some music that makes me feel happy and I'll start making my breakfast, and then as I'm eating my breakfast, I'll take that time to journal and plan out what I want to do for the day. And then after breakfast, maybe I'll do a workout, and then I'll go shower and I'll turn on my get ready playlist so I can feel hot and confident and in a high vibe energy, and I'll make myself look really cute, and I'll have enough time to do all the things I wanted to do before I start my work day or before I take my kids to school or whatever it is. You're going to really think through, okay, so how does it feel when I wake up? Well, It's not going to feel jarring because you're using a nice sound to wake up to. So it might feel new. It might feel refreshing. And then how does it feel to make my bed? It feels like I have my stuff together. It feels like my room looks nice. And how does it feel to sit on your toilet and start manifesting? How does it feel to look at that vision board and feel the excitement of having all these abundant, amazing things that you already know are yours, that you already know is your reality? How does it feel to do that? Focus on those feelings and think through your whole day. And I don't need you to get nitty gritty about like at 7 p.m. I clock off and I send an email at 1 p.m. No. How do you feel through your day? When you're sitting at your desk, do you feel confident? Do you feel like a bad bitch? Do you feel like a CEO? Do you feel like you're walking in your purpose? Are you aligned with what you're doing? And you can feel aligned with what you're doing and feel like you're walking in your purpose, even if you're working at a job that is your temporary job until you have that vision board job. And you can still be aligned with your purpose. You can still be aligned with doing what you're supposed to do, even if you're not in the perfect position right now. So walk through, how do you feel during the day? What's it feel like to be a girl who wakes up at 6 a.m., has time to have a great morning, and is now doing all the things she said she was going to do to make her dream life a reality? And then think about what are like the small intentional habits and choices that you make throughout your day. And like, this does not have to be serious. We take ourselves too seriously with some of this, but like a habit that I'm intentional about is I have to have my matcha. I have my matcha every single day. And you know why? Because I know that when I don't have that pep of happy, when I don't have that thing that just tastes so good and makes me feel so good, then I can be kind of a bitch. I love to have that dopamine spike. I love to have that thing that feels like luxury and feels delicious and feels like I have time to treat myself. I love to have that reward in my day. Even down to what's the intentional song you get ready to. Are you getting ready to Sad Girl Autumn vibes? Because as your fellow Swiftie, Sad Girl Autumn vibes are probably not the vibes that you're manifesting on your vision board. You're probably manifesting happy girl vibes. So like, girl, don't listen to the sad music first thing in the morning. Get the vibes going. Get the music that pumps you up. Listen to some Megan Thee Stallion. Like, what is it that makes you feel like doing all the shit that you promised yourself? What gets you in that energy? Like, what are those small intentional choices that you can make throughout your day that feel extra, that feel fun? Because you want to be extra. You deserve to be extra, girl. Because over here, we're not the basic girlies. We're not over here just doing the bare minimum. We're extra. We're living the good life. We're putting that finishing touch on our lives that makes it extra cute and extra fun and extra flowy. Like, we're extra over here. So like, what are the small intentional things you're doing? And by visualizing this, it helps our brain normalize the processes of achieving our goals. And when we can normalize it, again, making it familiar, makes it routine, makes it feel safe. We want our subconscious mind to say, this is familiar and this is safe. This is familiar, this is safe. So think about like, how can you make yourself feel safe in that? How can it feel familiar? Visualize it. And visualize it every single day. Let's say tomorrow you put your 6 a.m. alarm and you hit snooze 15 times. I hope you don't. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, girl, pop out of bed, put on some good music and vibe out, and you're not gonna get back in bed. But let's say, worst case scenario, it's the first day of your period, your alarm goes off at 6, you are like, absolutely not, I am not freaking getting out of bed right now, it's way too freaking cold, I'm not doing it, whatever, and you hit snooze and you go back to sleep. Okay, so when you wake up, visualize what it would have been like to wake up at 6 a.m. and not in a punishing yourself way. Like, we don't need to be assholes to ourselves. Just think, well, obviously my body wanted that rest. That's okay. I'm not going to beat myself up over it. But had I woken up at 6 and I popped out of bed and I made my bed, my room would be looking so cute. I would have had more time to get ready. Maybe I would have tried that new makeup hack I saw on TikTok yesterday. That would have been so much more fun, and that would have felt more safe. And again, not feeling guilty because, listen, you have tomorrow. You have the rest of your life. It's not that big of a deal, girl. It's one day. But you're going to tell your subconscious mind how it would have felt safer to do that. That's going to start retraining it. And then you know what? It's going to start sabotaging the sleeping in, the habit that you're trying to break, because it's not going to feel safe anymore. It's going to go, oh, you remember the other day when you slept till 9 and we didn't have enough time to do all the things we wanted and we didn't get to have the fun morning we wanted? I'm not doing that again, girl. I'm trying to have a good vibe. And then third, you're gonna anchor your new beliefs with tiny action. This is essentially habit stacking. The simplest way to shift your subconscious mind is to pair a new belief with an old action. Habit stacking. You've heard about it, Atomic Habits. I read that book. It wasn't for me, honestly. That book wasn't giving the energy that I wanted it to, but it has some good stuff in there. And habit stacking is a really, really great way to retrain your subconscious mind. If you're embodying the energy of somebody who's healthy, maybe you might drink a glass of water first thing in the morning. As you take out your heatless curls, walk to the kitchen and fill up a glass of water and drink the water while you do it. Or let's say you already shower every morning. It can be as simple as putting a song that always makes you feel good. Put that on in the shower and get your energy going. When water crashes into each other, it releases negative ions, which actually makes you feel more energized. It actually replenishes your energy. So if you put on a high vibe song and you're in the shower, you're actually raising your frequency much faster than any other thing that you could be doing. And when you get out the shower, visualize in your head, when I step out of the shower, I'm stepping into the version of myself that already has the life that's on my vision board. Our brain loves symbolism. Our brain is dramatic. And these tiny actions signal to our brain, this is who I am now. This is how I am. This is the habit that is natural to me. This is the effortless routine I have. This is who I am deep down in my core. And over time, those little tiny actions and those little shifts, they compound into really big results. They compound into literally completely changing your life. It's that simple. Part 3. Now that you have reprogrammed your subconscious, let's talk about the mindset tools that you're going to use to stay on track and make sure that when you have that terrible day, it doesn't deter you. The first is you're going to detach from the outcome. If you want to hear more about detachment, go watch last week's Matcha with Monet. We talked about the Mel Robbins Let Them theory and how using detachment can 10x your manifestations. You can go watch that video, but to summarize it, one of the biggest energy shifts that you will feel in your life is when you can detach from the how and trust the what. Detach from micromanaging and everything having to be perfect, and maybe like you're having a bad hair day and now you think that you can't be in the energy of the woman who has all the things on your vision board. Girl, like, it's truly not that serious. Your hair is not that deep, but your dreams really are. So detach from the how, trust the what. When your brain switches from being the badass bitch that you are into letting that inner mean girl start talking a little too loud, this is what you're going to do. You're going to say, I am letting go of the how and allowing the what to flow, because I already know that I'm confident and calm and I'm a person who has a vision board dream life. So I'm not going to worry about that. I already stepped into the woman who has everything on her vision board. I can't step back out. So I'm going to let it go. Let go of the how, focus on the what. And as you do that more and more often, it's going to become second nature to you. I can tell you that I used to be so freaking dramatic, especially if I'm starting to run out of matcha, like cue the waterworks, cue the smallest thing would make me feel like my whole vision board was coming crashing down. Like I was never gonna have it. It's not that deep. Let go of the how, trust the what. Your vision board is coming. You're embodying your best energy. You're embodying your higher self. One hiccup isn't going to deter you from having the vision board dreams. And then the second mindset tool that we're going to use to keep staying on track is switching from motivation to inspiration. We're going to create an environment that inspires us. And there are so many ways to do this. You don't have to go out and spend money to do this, but it can be simple things like listening to high vibe music when you're getting ready. This weekend, reorganize your closet so when you open it, it kind of gives you store vibes. And I don't have a big closet. I have a step-in closet, but I have it organized where all of my pants are at the top, all of my shirts are on the bottom. I have all my workout gear like in the little drawer on the side. And when I open it, it kind of looks like a store. I can just match up an outfit. And it can be as simple as that. Adding your vision board to various places in your house. You have to have it by your toilet. Go watch my vision board video if you want to know more about that. You have to have it by your toilet. But I actually printed out quite a few copies, and I have one right over here by my desk. I have one in my bedroom. So if I'm laying in bed, I can always see my vision board. I have it as my background on my computer. I have it on my phone. Make sure you're remembering the life that you're now embodying. The greatest thing that you can do for yourself in this life is give yourself permission to be your higher self. Give yourself permission to have all the things that you are meant to have. And then also celebrating your wins, celebrating a little win. I do mat Pilates at home, and 2 days ago I was able to get through a sequence that I've tried so many other times and just like have been super shaky or felt like I couldn't quite do it. And I'm sure it wasn't perfect, but I got through it and I celebrated that. I was like, okay, you are getting stronger. Like, pop off, Pilates princess. Is celebrate your little wins and celebrate them for yourself. And then what's even better is if you have a bestie or a partner or a group chat or even an internet friend who will celebrate with you, is let them know. In fact, go ahead and drop in the comments right now one win that you've had this week, and I'm going to celebrate it with you, because let's celebrate you. When you're celebrating that, you're going to feel inspired to keep having moments of celebration. When you're celebrating your wins and you're telling your brain, not only is this safe, but it's fun, it's great, you're retraining your subconscious mind to automatically go for those things that feel like a win. And then lastly, we're going to reframe discipline as devotion. No more discipline. We are not forcing anything. We're not pulling teeth. We don't have a disciplinarian yelling at us. We don't have an inner mean girl telling us we suck if we don't do something. None of that. Discipline feels heavy. So instead of ever focusing on discipline, I want you to be so freaking devoted to yourself. You're the best you. You truly are. And you need to get so freaking obsessed with yourself. But by doing that, you're also going to be so devoted. And when you approach your goals with devotion, your energy shifts from I have to I get to. And we've all heard about like saying, oh, I get to work out. And like that can sound kind of icky. Those kind of motivational things can give me an ick sometimes. But it's not even about like, I get to work out. No, you're going to be like, I get to go see how cute I look in my Pilates princess outfit. I get to go feel strong because I'm getting better every single time I try it. I get to afterwards take a gym selfie where I feel confident and cute. I get to get the free endorphins that come from a workout. Like I get to feel happy and get all those feel good hormones for free. Start making everything that you do be something that you get to do. And truly, I mean everything, even down to doing the dishes. Be like, oh my gosh, I got to chef it up. I was in my chef fair. I made like this delicious meal. It was so gorgeous and so yummy. Awesome. I love having great meals every evening. I get to go do the dishes now because I had a great meal. Truly, when you're obsessed with yourself and you're so devoted to your goals, you won't even have to like make that conscious effort of I get to. You're going to start feeling the I get to. And that brings us to our homework section, which is where we put all of this into practice. Here's what I want you to do starting today, not tomorrow, bestie. Today is your day. I want you to write 3 brain reprogramming statements that feel true to you. You can pick any of your goals. You can pick anything off your vision board, but go ahead and think about the feeling that having that brings you, and then write 3 brain reprogramming statements on how that is true. And if you feel so inclined to, you can drop one of your brain reprogramming statements in the comments, or if you wanted to keep it a little bit private, but you want to get some feedback or help or inspiration on writing it, go ahead and DM me on Instagram and I will help you create this brain reprogramming statement. And so you have kind of a template on what to go off of. Second, I want you to visualize your day as your ideal self, not just your end goal, but go through the entire day. Like as soon as this video is over, sit down, close your eyes, and visualize what time you wake up. How does it feel when you wake up? What do you do first? What do you do next? How do you move through your day? What are you wearing? What do you smell like? What actions do you do? Do you listen to music while you're getting ready? Do you listen to a podcast? When you're driving, do you just sit in silence and enjoy the peace? Are you bopping? Are you catching up with your bestie when you're at work? How do you feel? Do you feel aligned with your work? Do you feel like you're doing your best? Do you feel like you are valuable? All of those things. Go through your day as your ideal self and really, really feel the feelings of it. Not just think about it, but feel it. And then you're going to choose one tiny action that aligns with your vision, and you're going to habit stack it and commit to doing that for 1 week. And at the end of the week, I want you to reward yourself. It can be big or small. Make it fit your budget, make it fit your week, make it fit what's going to feel rewarding to you. but reward yourself at the end of the week for this. And then remember, this is not about being perfect. It's about building momentum and familiarity for your subconscious mind. Every single day that you do it, your subconscious mind is going to become more familiar. Every single one of these tips, your subconscious mind is going to be more familiar. And once your subconscious mind is familiar with that habit, it's going to feel weird for you not to do it. It's going to be like, that's not who I am. And you're going to be so fully embodying the habits and the energy and the rituals and the routines and the actions of a person who has your vision board life that anything outside of that's going to start feeling weird. And that is exactly where you want to be. So build the momentum, trust the process, don't get hung up on the how. Just focus on your what, focus on your daily outcomes, focus on your big wins, and focus on staying in alignment with your higher self, because the greatest thing you can do in life is give yourself permission to be the best version of yourself. You already are the person that has everything on your vision board. You just have to trust that you are allowed to have it. And then staying on track with your goals isn't going to feel like a constant battle. It isn't going to be about motivation or discipline. It's just going to be part of who you are. It's going to be intrinsic to your DNA, your very personality, and life is going to not only feel so much easier, it's going to feel so much more fun. So let me know in the comments which one of these tips resonated with you the most. If you need help writing a brain reprogramming statement, either drop it in the comments or DM me over on Instagram. I'm Cassius Monet over there as well. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss next week's episode of Matcha with Monet. Remember, you are wonderful and wise and all the good things. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. And until next time, I will see you next time.